Right now, as you watch this, the closest star to Earth is trying to kill you, not in a metaphorical way, in a very real, very physical way. Every second, the sun fires 100 million tons of charged plasma into space. Every second, it bombards your body with photons that, without protection, would shred your DNA in minutes. And yet, you're still here. The atoms in your body, the oxygen in your lungs, the water in your cells, all of it exists because of the sun. The very thing that should destroy you is the only reason you exist. This is the strangest paradox in the universe. And it gets darker. The sun is not a ball of fire. Fire is a chemical reaction. The sun is something far more violent, a nuclear furnace, fusing 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium every single second. At its core, temperatures reach 15 million degrees Celsius. The pressure is 250 billion times Earth's atmosphere. And in that crushing inferno, hydrogen atoms are squeezed so hard that they fuse, releasing energy in the form of gamma rays. Here's something almost no one knows. A single photon born in the sun's core takes, on average, 100,000 years to reach the surface. The light hitting your face right now? It started its journey before humans invented agriculture. But once it breaks free of the surface, it crosses 150 million kilometers of empty space in just 8 minutes and 20 seconds. And then, it touches you. The sun doesn't just send visible light. It blasts the Earth with ultraviolet radiation, X-rays, gamma rays, and a continuous stream of charged particles called the solar wind. If any of this reached the surface unfiltered, life as we know it would be impossible. UV radiation alone would cause skin cancer in hours. X-rays would tear through your cells. The solar wind would strip the atmosphere off the planet entirely. Exactly what happened to Mars billions of years ago. Mars once had oceans, rivers, maybe even life. Then its magnetic field died. The solar wind stripped its atmosphere into space, and within a few 100 million years, a desert. We survive because of two things. First, our atmosphere, particularly the ozone layer, absorbs most of the dangerous radiation. Second, Earth's magnetic field acts as an invisible shield, deflecting the solar wind around the planet like water flowing around a rock. Without either, we'd be Mars. September 1st, 1859. A British astronomer named Richard Carrington was sketching sunspots through his telescope when he saw something no human had ever recorded. A brilliant flash of white light erupting from the surface of the sun. He didn't know it yet, but he had just witnessed the most powerful solar storm in recorded history. 18 hours later, the storm reached Earth, and the planet went insane. In the United States, telegraph wires burst into flames. Operators were thrown from their chairs as sparks shot from the equipment. Some discovered they could still send messages, with their batteries completely disconnected, using only the electricity in the air. In Cuba, in Hawaii, in Colombia, places that had never seen them before, auroras lit up the sky so brightly that gold miners in the Rocky Mountains woke up and started cooking breakfast, thinking it was dawn. This was the Carrington Event. And here's the terrifying part. In 1859, electricity barely existed in human civilization. There were no power grids, no satellites, no internet. If the same storm hit Earth today, the estimated damage would be $2 trillion. Power grids across entire continents would collapse, satellites would fry, GPS would fail. The financial system, which depends on millisecond accurate timing from those satellites, would freeze. It would take 4 to 10 years to fully recover. And during that time, an estimated 2 billion people would die, not from the storm itself, but from the cascading collapse of food systems, water purification, and medicine that all depend on electricity. Scientists estimate the probability of a Carrington-level storm hitting Earth in any given decade is roughly 12%. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. We've come close. In March 1989, a solar storm took down the entire power grid of Quebec in 90 seconds. 6 million people lost electricity for 9 hours in sub-zero temperatures. In 2003, the Halloween storms damaged 28 satellites and forced astronauts on the International Space Station to take shelter from radiation. But the closest call, the one that almost ended the modern world, happened on July 23, 2012. A coronal mass ejection more powerful than Carrington erupted from the sun. It tore through Earth's orbit at 3,000 kilometers per second. But it missed. Earth had been at that exact spot in space just 9 days earlier. If the storm had erupted 9 days sooner, we would have taken a direct hit. And you might be watching this on a hand-crank radio in a candlelit room. We didn't notice. Most people still don't know it happened. And yet, for all of this, without the sun, you would not exist. Not just because plants need sunlight. Something much deeper. Every atom in your body heavier than helium was forged in the heart of a dying star. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen you're breathing right now. All of it, every single atom, was created by nuclear fusion inside stars that exploded billions of years ago. You are, quite literally, made of stardust. The Sun is a second-generation star. It formed about 4.6 billion years ago from the wreckage of older stars that lived and died before our solar system existed. Their ashes became us. The same fusion that fires X-rays at your skin built the atoms that make your skin. The same star that could destroy civilization tomorrow gave you the energy to read these words today. This is the deepest paradox of being alive in this universe. The forces that create are the same forces that destroy. There is no version of physics where one exists without the other. The Sun has been burning for 4.6 billion years. It has roughly 5 billion years left. But long before it dies, it will kill us. In about 1 billion years, the Sun will become 10% brighter. That's enough to boil Earth's oceans. The atmosphere will fill with water vapor, which traps heat, and the planet will become a runaway greenhouse like Venus. In 5 billion years, the Sun will exhaust its hydrogen fuel and swell into a red giant. It will expand past the orbit of Mercury, past Venus, and finally, it will engulf the Earth itself. Everything humanity has ever built, every life that has ever been lived, every word ever spoken, all of it will be vaporized into atoms and recycled into the next generation of stars. That's not metaphor. That's physics. We exist in a window. A brief, impossibly narrow window of time when the Sun is stable enough to allow life, the magnetic field is strong enough to protect it, and the atmosphere is exactly the right thickness to filter the radiation. That window opened about 500 million years ago when complex life became possible. It will close in about 1 billion years when the Sun's growing heat ends it. In the 4.5 billion year history of Earth, that's a window of just 15% of the planet's life. And in the 13.8 billion year history of the universe, it's barely a flicker. You are alive inside that flicker. The same star that is slowly killing us is the only reason any of this is happening at all. Every sunrise you've ever seen, every shadow you've cast, every photo you've taken in daylight was a gift from a nuclear furnace 150 million kilometers away that won't last forever. The Sun isn't your friend. It isn't your enemy. It doesn't know you exist. It's just a star, doing what stars do, burning, creating, destroying. And for this brief, miraculous moment, you get to stand on a small blue planet and watch it rise. That's the gift. That's the warning. That's the Sun. This is your host, and you are watching Quanta and Cosmos. If you liked the video, let us know your comments, share it with more people, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stuff coming up in next videos.